Hey, what's up everyone? Welcome back to Rivera Urban Homestead. Today we're switching gears a little. We're going to be doing some indoor projects, indoor gardening versus outside. And there's a number of reasons. Let me just kind of explain a few. First of all, it is so hot and humid out right now that the garden is struggling. I do have a few tomato plants producing some tomatoes, and the sunflowers, they've already started to bloom. I'll show you that in a minute. But there's not really much to report out there. The garden does need to be remade, but I don't have the money for that right now, so kind of can't get into that project yet. So what we're going to do is we're going to turn our direction toward microgreen production. And again, you've seen this setup before. This is my 6-foot plastic table that I bought at Lowe's, a folding table, a dog kennel lower molded what is it, a flooring, I guess, for the dog cages, the big ones. So it's a nice hardy plastic with a little lip so I can underwater feed. I got 4 trays and I have 4 different seed varieties. We're going to be doing the black oil sunflowers. This one is the Thomas Laxton peas. I haven't tried them yet, so we might as well try them. This one is the Rambo purple radish. And then we have our salad mix. Those are the 4 varieties that I'm going to just start keying in on, and I want to just become proficient at growing them. After I collect all my data, after some trial runs, I want to have a sound system for these 4 microgreens. So what I did is, I'm trying, for right now, being we're just starting this cycle, we're going to just try and do 1 harvest per week on these 4. And I want to try and do it for like a month straight. So 4 harvests this month. And I just want to see if I can get the cycle down properly to where I know this day I got to do this day I got to do this, and it'll be a production, okay? So, I've been looking it over. I'm giving it about, okay, sorry, I got interrupted a little bit. So let me show you the schedule that I did. Now this is a rough start. We're going to try it. We're going to have to tweak, I'm sure, some different things, but I've been watching a lot of YouTube videos on microgreens, and the consensus is about 3.5 days stacked for the sunflowers and peas. And also sunflowers and peas you should probably soak. So this is how I figured it to where I can harvest everything at the same time, hopefully. So Saturday, I'm going to soak the sunflower and peas. That is today. So tonight, I'm going to put the sunflowers and the peas in, the jars to soak them overnight. Sunday morning, I'm going to rinse them out, and then I'm going to just leave them like that for maybe 2 hours or so, and then we're going to plant them. So the sunflowers and peas are going to get planted tomorrow morning. I put by 2 a.m. before 10 a.m. So we're going to do that. We're going to get them planted. Monday morning before work, I'm going to get up early and I'm going to plant out the radish and the salad mix, because they don't need as much time stacked or covered as the sunflowers and the peas. Tuesday, just monitor watering basically. Wednesday, monitor the watering. Thursday morning before I go to work, we're going to put everything under lights at that point. So that'll show us if we gave enough time for the sunflowers and peas and everything, if this schedule is going to work for that uncovered time. If it does, they'll be uncovered on Thursday morning, and then they'll go Friday, Saturday, Sunday under lights. And they say usually about 3.5 to 4 days under lights. Now this is pushing it. This is ramping it up, making sure we have enough heat in this house, which we stay about 78 in here. So we'll see how it looks for harvest on Sunday afternoon of next week. So this is what we're going to do. We're going to just go by this. We're going to try it, and then we'll tweak all the notes, figure out what we need to do different. Do they need to stay stacked longer, under the lights longer, etc., etc. But that's how we're going to start this project. This is a 4-tray system, harvesting only once a week at the moment. Once we get that down, then we can harvest. You could do 2 harvests in a week, then you're going through 8 trays on this table in 1 week. So, but this is where we're going to start. But for right now, let me go out to the garden. I'll show you what we're looking like out there and why we're not really going to be out there too much for a minute. Okay, so as you guys know, the garden needs redone. I need to remake beds. I mean, that bed is not even connected anymore. It's totally ripped apart. These beds are ripped apart. So we need to redo the garden. Right now I do have 1 jalapeno plant still going and producing good jalapenos. I do have this guy right here, this tomato plant, which is producing some good tomatoes. This is the Early Girl 50 Days. And as you can see, there's one there getting ready to be harvested. These tomato plants are still looking, I don't know, they're not looking very good. And look at this. The sunflowers didn't grow near as big as they said, obviously. I think it's just fertility in my soil. But we got some nice flowers, the bees like it. And that's pretty much all I have to report out here. Like I said, this all needs redone. And it's very hot right now. So we're going to just leave it be. And I got to figure out what I'm doing with this project. Okay, the first thing I want to do is I've taken a few different opinions on how much seed per tray. So with the sunflowers, the main thing was about 150 to 200 grams. So I zeroed out my weight scale. I have a jar on here. I'm going to just pour in seeds until I get to about 200. Okay, close enough. And now I just want to do a dry run, so I'm going to put some paper towel down inside of the tray itself. We're going to lay this in there and see how it looks as far as the coverage. Okay, so I just wanted to put a piece of paper towel in there, just kind of throw 200 grams into the tray and see how it looks. Okay, to me that looks like a lot. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go down to 175 grams instead of 200. Alright, so now let's measure out the peas. They're saying around 300 grams, so let's take a look. Ooh, that's close enough. $2.99, I'll take it. Let's see how it looks in this tray. I'm feeling good with 300 grams. We're going to start there. So I'll mark that on my page. Alright guys, there we go. We got the sunflowers, we got the peas. And I'll just fill these up tonight and we'll let them soak overnight. And then we'll rinse them in the morning. And then we'll leave them unsoaking, but still in these, like angled down so all the water leaks out for a couple hours, then we'll plant them. Okay, so we got the first recorded data, which is 175 grams of sunflowers, 300 grams of peas. We're going to roll with that. We're going to see how it looks. If it grows up and it has a nice uniform coat and it's a good yield, that'll be a good benchmark to start with. If it's a little thin, then we just ramp it up a little bit. If it's a little too thick, then we lower it a little. See, this is the testing phase of this system. But we're going to get it going to where we will be able to do this, guys, with our eyes closed. It'll be easy. I'll be ramping it up. If I can get to 2 harvests a week, and if I can get sales on it, for sure, you got to have someone that wants to buy it in order to produce that much, right? But if you average even about $20 a tray, that's 2, 4, 6, 80 bucks. That's $160 a week of just money that you can get from 4 trays on a folding table. Of course, you need more trays to start cycling, doing your soaking and then doing your stacking while these are under lights. I got plenty of trays, which we need to go and clean and sanitize those trays. I'll do a different video on that. But anyway, here is the start of the 1 table, 4 tray system. eventually getting to 2 harvests per week. But for right now, 1 harvest per week. So join me again maybe tomorrow. Okay, so before I end this video, let's just go over real quick what you would need to do this setup. Obviously, you need some trays. Mine have holes in them because I water from the bottom. So the water comes up from the bottom and absorbs onto the roots and stuff. So you need some trays. These are 10 by 20s. I like the thin ones. I load them right up to the top with the soil, so that way when I'm harvesting I don't gotta like lift it up and get in there on those taller ones. You only use soil halfway and then you got stems in there that it's hard to harvest for me. So I like these 10 by 20 trays. Use whatever you have though. You can grow in used fruit and vegetable containers you get at the supermarket, whatever. And again, the plastic 6-foot table, like a folding table you get at Lowe's. This light system is 4 T5s. You really only need 2, but I bought a 4 light one and it's 4 foot long. Obviously your seeds, I get all my seeds from True Leaf Market. They just seem to be the most reliable in the microgreen industry in the US. I have my digital scale so I can measure out my seeds. I have a nice big waterer that I'm going to try this time. As you know, I was trying to bring them to the sink, but I got a nice waterer with a lot of little holes. So we're going to see if this will work in my initial wetting my soil down. And that's it, guys, pretty much. A good seed. Oh, and obviously soil. And for your soil, the finer the better. I use a perlite vermiculite mix. I put a little kelp meal in there just to give it a little bit of some trace minerals. And also I add in a little bit of the azomite rock dust in there just to get some more minerals in that soil. And that's it. Okay guys, so that's it pretty much for this video. This is just the intro to the 1 table 4 tray system. Another thing I did not add, but I talked about it earlier, was the kennel plastic molded flooring to put the water in to underwater feed. That works the best on this table. It's great. So I've been wanting to do this for a while. I've just been kind of procrastinating, maybe just straight up lazy, but I want to get microgreens going a little bit more. So this is where we're going to start. We got to start somewhere, so this is it. Tonight we soak these seeds. Tomorrow we rinse them. In the morning we're planting them. And then we're going to just go down this schedule. We're going to take notes every day on how it's looking. And at the end, Sunday night next week when we harvest, then we'll look at everything, see how we're doing. And this could be a good system that people can use, you know, as long as it works. We're going to tweak it. It's not going to be perfect right away. I just kind of made this up going off of information from other people and stuff like that. So we got to get our process down though in order to be successful at having a reoccurring harvest. So this is the first step, the action. There you go. I'll probably do a video tomorrow just planting them out real quick. And then I don't think I really need to do a video during the week, but we might do a midweek video and see how they're looking. So you guys have a good day and get ready for some indoor gardening, some microgreen production. Later.